and the importance of leaving this planet a greater place for our kids, because we stayed only 400 bottles, 290 rand for the pair, a red and a white, which I think is...
To do broader conservation, we use the research that we do to feed back into conservation and to environmental education to ensure that the leopards, the people and the habitat survives for our children and our grandchildren. This is just a quick picture of our team. We are a team of 10 disparate project areas. And office is in Cape Town. Myself and my colleague Jani, who run this Boland area, and our offices are our homes. And then we've got a team in the Cedarburg. And our education project travels between all these areas, doing the amazing work that they do. So globally, leopards is the most widespread of the big cats. They're extremely adaptable in terms of the habitat they can live in, mountainous areas, forests, deserts, savannas, and also their diet. So almost 100 different prey species has been recorded globally in leopard diet. But they are extremely endangered. They have lost more than 75% of their habitat globally. They are in danger through habitat loss, prey loss, and then also direct persecution by people. So in the Boland area, we've been doing research from 2010 already. In this area, we started out with a large-scale camera trap study. So we put out cameras all over the mountains and we identified the leopards. So this was the first work in 30 years that was done on the leopard population to do a survey. Not only of the leopards, to count them individually, but also of the mammals in the area. Following on that, we did a telemetry study, which means that we physically tracked these animals, put collars on them, and looked at the way that they use their habitats, their home range sizes, and all kinds of physical attributes. We also went on and did a study on their diet. It's not easy to get diet data because the camera trap photos isn't very frequent. So we had to actually pick up their poo and analyze these in a lab. And very interesting, these 4 species on the screen at the moment consist of 80% of their diet. So that's the grijspok, the porcupine, klipspringer, and dassie. So baboon makes up less than 8% of the diet. But unfortunately, wherever people meet wildlife on the hard edges surrounding the mountains, there's bound to be conflict. So we don't have livestock farming here in the Boland as much, so the leopards are endangered by farmers who would be persecuting them because they ate their sheep. With the vineyards and the orchards, you think everything is hunky-dory, and mostly the wine farms really embrace the leopards on their property, claiming it as their leopard. But there are still some dangers in terms of poisons, roads, and then also, unfortunately, the snares. So what we've been doing for the past year is we are actually focusing our research not in the protected areas, but on the outside. So the blue areas, we isolated all the properties surrounding the protected areas in mountain catchment. We're doing surveys, questionnaire surveys with landowners, managers, and also farm workers to find out what is the drivers of illegal snares and also management, hunting of porcupine, dassie, and baboon. And then we're also looking at all kinds of other factors like habitat loss, fire frequency. There's less than 10% of the Boland habitat is currently older than 2 years because of too frequent fires. Then onto our education project. The work that our team does is really amazing. They are so passionate, so dedicated to reach all children from all walks of life. And 65% of our wilderness camps are actually subsidized by ourselves. So the wilderness camps happen in the heart of the Cedarburg at our new campsite on Sandrift. The campsite is called Rietgat. And here they have really an immersive experience with the children for 4 to 5 days. And then we also have local activities in Cape Town where they go out on day outings with the children. They can do presentations. They also have eco clubs, and then also the holiday program in the July holidays, where they run a program for 10 days to keep the children off the street and help them in a constructive way to learn about conservation in the environment. And a week or so ago, we had a lovely outing here on Lawrenceford for Arbor Day, where the local school and the children living on the farm went out with Sally and with Catherine doing some wild almond tree planting. And it was a really lovely way for the children to get involved.
A few of us put back 150 years plus minus since the Industrial Revolution. We've obliterated, and as Leakey calls it, the sixth extinction. 50% of life on Earth. He said how many species are going extinct annually on this planet, annually. 60 to 100,000 species, these are extinct annually. Largely because, as Anita said, habitat destruction and greed. Overconsumption of a very, very finite source. When I was rowing across the Atlantic, it was 92 days at sea. 40 feet waves, swells, capsizing 4 times. It was hell. But what was the greatest hell was what we call the Blue Desert. Out of the 8,100 kilometers that I rode, I never saw a fish, a dolphin, a whale for 5,000 kilometers.
On the ocean?
On the ocean. Mid-South Atlantic. I dived under the boat almost every day, and except for 12 days when we were plagued by jellyfish. Not thousands, hundreds of thousands. So just as frogs are an indicator species for pollution in fresh water, so are jellyfish an indicator species of overfishing. And what I call it is out of sight, out of mind. So you don't see a leopard. If you're fortunate to see a leopard, you're very blessed. The colored gentleman, he said, "Nee meneer, ek was op die see my hele lewe saam met my pa. I'm now captain of this vessel." And he said to me, "I have to go out for double the time to get the same quota, and they're half the size." The My Planet Rhino Fund in May 2011 raised a huge amount of 37 Rand at the end of that month. So we're now raising 260,000 Rand a month. The Leopard Trust is a beneficiary on the My School, My Village, My Planet card that you get for free at any Woolies. Swipe that card, make the Cape Leopard Trust your beneficiary. And every time you shop at Woolies or Engen or the quick shops and so on, you don't pay a cent, but a small, tiny percentage goes towards the conservation of these magnificent keystone species, which Helen will speak of the gift of giving. What is it I have to give compared to how much can I take as quickly as possible? What do we have to put back? If we do not preserve this magnificent animal, the ricochet or the knock-on effects as a keystone species, we destroy countless other species. Human species without those little pollinators that live for an average of 28 days, those little girls that fly around and pollinate for us, we are dead in 2 decades. Gone as a species. So from the smallest to the biggest, the bees aren't. So let's dig into our pockets, reach deep, be part of the significance of saving the Cape Leopard.
At 1-1, thank you, sir. 1-1 now, 1-2 to you now. Take it to 1-2. At a 1-2 to you now. At a 1-2, thank you now. At a 1-3 to you, sir. Take it away. 1-3, I got it now. Let's go 4 now. Any advance on 1-3-4? How about a 1-4? 1-4, she wants to go, sir. Aha, there we go. 1-4, I got. At 1-4's in my bid now. How about a 1-5, sir? 1-5 now to go. At 1-5 now, he's allowed at 1-5. We're still in 1-6, sir. At 1-6 to go now. Come on now, look at her eyes. At 1-6, sir. Any advance on 1-5 now. At 1-6 now. Who's the boss? She's the boss. I see. At 1-6 now. At 1-6 now, but now, but a 1-7 to you, sir. 1-7 to go now. Any advance on 1-7? Or we might stay for 2 in their Cabernet room at the Sir Richard Branson property in Franschhoek. The voucher includes breakfast, a transfer service between Mont Rochelle and Franschhoek, and 1 complimentary wine tasting session per guest, plus an exclusive guided wildlife walk with Cape Leopard Trust, valued at 22,400 Rand. That's the value on some 4,000, but now give me 5,000 Rand. Are we all done? And selling at 4,000 Rand now, 4.5. Anybody interested in 10,000 Rand now? Thank you, sir. 10,000 I got. Welcome to heaven. 11,000 to go now. Faz, I nearly called you fools. Faz Caporia. And it's estimated to exceed a value of about 90,000 Rand, ladies. 60,000 Rand have I got? I've got 60,000 Rand, my bid now. Give me 65,000 Rand now. 65. Is that a bid, sir? 65. Thank you. Now, but 65, ladies and gentlemen. That's 65,000 Rand I'll take. A very, very special art piece there. Look at the work. It's completely intricate, beautiful details there. This is magnificent. Going once at 60,000 Rand now. 15,000, thank you now. How about a 20? At 20,000 to go. Any advance on 15,000 is my bid now. At 15,000, I'll take 20,000 Rand to go now. Any advance on 15, 20, thank you, sir. Deal of the day. 20 I got now. 25 to go. At 25,000, take a look at that diamond. It's absolutely beautiful. At 25,000 Rand to go now. If she loves it, you must buy it. I think 6,000, so it must be worth, thank you. 25 I got. At 25 now. If it's valued at 156,000 Rand, this piece of diamond is worth a lot more than that. At 25 I got now. 100 is now, so you snooze, you lose. It's a diamond of a lifetime. Bought at the Cape Leopard Trust auction for a very good cause.
To make your end of year special and also make your employees love you to bits.
20 people at Great Corporate Event now, worth more than 6,000. Actually, it's priceless, to be honest. I heard from people that went on it before how fantastic it was.